G'day guys, One Man Clan. Geez, what a day today. What a day, what a session. The controversy was just, unfortunately, a lot of it was not gameplay. It was, All right, so what happened? There was, I think the blame goes all around, okay? And I'll take my share of it, which is that I forgot what my share was. Look, my share was that there was some, the testing wasn't enough. What am I talking about? What happened today? Well, what happened to today's session was I implemented something, which was a change. I reverted the ammo. There was a bug with called a Bandolier. Then I renamed it the big backpack. Man, we've got a lot to talk about. I'll tell you, this is going to be a bit. All right, let's get into it. So where do I start? Let's start with, first of all, assuming you know, but the issue I've discussed recently, which is the problem with this the bug with the Bandolier, which meant that someone could just walk up and instantly build a 1, 2, 3 level sentry, turret it immediately, boom, within 5 seconds. 5 seconds, what? Clink, 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 clink. What is it? Go. 1, 2, 3 seconds. 3 seconds. And of course, this is not how it's meant to be. It was a bug. It didn't really bother me. For a while, I thought, oh yeah, let people have extra ammo. What difference does it make? But then a certain person decided to go and build sentries, level 3 turreted sentries in no man's land, as I discussed last week. So I sat there going, well, what do I do? Make it so, this is good old Jonan pointed at the solution, which is, hey, remember the bug with the 750? I was like, yeah, the 750 ammo. 750 you can gather. That's the problem. That's where they started. Anyway, so I reverted it back to the way it was. And immediately this certain person freaked out. Oh my God, you've ruined it. How could you do? I'm never playing again. It's unplayable. And I had to remind him, dude, this is the setting that all other Quake servers, I think I don't know if Mega TF's got it, but the other custom TF had it for years. It still has it. The custom TF servers, still that's the standard setting. So if you're going to ban them all and boycott them all, fine. But if you're going to pick on, people get this little exploit and they get used to it. And yeah, dude, I'm pointing at you. I'm not going to mention his name, but he knows who it is. I'm pointing my finger right now. It was an exploit. It was a bug. You had fun. But hey, times change, I was going to say. Anyway, that's fixed. So he's complaining, which I think is unreasonable from that point of not being able to do that. But some of it was my fault as well, which was I made an extra change because I thought to myself, well, why? Because currently you could just go clink, clink, because you spawn with 275 armor or cells, whatever it is, and then you can get the backpack to increase it, the Bandolier, or was it the backpack? To increase it to 325. In other words, most of the time people can just build, when you build a SentryGun, you upgrade to level 2, standard. And I'm thinking, well, hold on, why is that normal? Why, if it's 150 to build a SentryGun and you get 325, then the standard thing is to build immediately. So why would that be? Why shouldn't you build a SentryGun, a level 1 sentry? Oh shit, we're out of time. Ugh. Oh, let me pause this and hold on. Okay, I'm going to keep talking. So where was I? Got that through me. Okay, so the point is that, where was I? Damn it, distracted. The point is that, so what's the point of having a level 1, a 2, and 3 if most of the time people just, as soon as they build it, have instantly got extra ammo to go level 2? It should be, in other words, why not have 2 levels? What's the point of a level 1? Having said that, I think there are some situations where someone gets a Sentrygun but they don't have enough ammo. And anyway, the point is I changed it so that you couldn't build, so I made it 200 to build a Sentrygun. It's 200, upgrade 200 a pop, which means even if you've got 325, you can build a level 1 Sentrygun. If you want to build it 2, you have to go back and get armour, back to the armory or back to a backpack thing. And not that there's anything wrong with that. And also, the fact is, if you can still pick up other people's armour, so you don't have to go back. In other words, it's still possible to build a level 1 SentryGun. If it just kills one person, just go get their armour, and there's a good chance that they'll have extra armour, so you might not have to go back. But my fault is I did 2 things at one go, 2 changes, and that probably was fair enough, too many changes in one go. And, you know, there has to be an adjustment period to one thing before we move on to the next. So I'm sorry about that. And so, yeah, I think that's reasonable. Even if they're merited, it doesn't matter, especially on Sundays. Saturdays, maybe could have given it a shot, but Sundays, I shouldn't have done it. Too much of a change too quickly. Sundays are supposed to be about stability, rock solid stability. It's supposed to be about the gameplay. As I've said before, there shouldn't be learning taking place on Sundays. Maybe a little bit, but not a lot. And this is too much for one Sunday. So sorry about that. I reverted it. Then what happened? Something happened. It wasn't reverting properly. Plus, Navigator threw me because he said that there was a problem. He had negative cells. Anyway, look. That aside, I had a look at the backpack. It's quite confusing. The backpack code with what used to be called the Bandolier. Bandolier. I know you pronounced that, but I didn't like. I thought the name. Look, I love cryptic names, and I love when you get into the game. You know, you figure out what stuff is, but you know, trying to get it to. It's preferable to have an item which gives you a clue as to what it is when you buy it. Okay. And I know it's a bit lame, and why should we be catering to newbies? But the fact is, we do want new players coming aboard, and it doesn't help if they go to this menu and there's like a whole, which is already a long menu, and they've got stuff which is like no clue, you know, what the hell it is. I mean, at least leg enhancements, you can tell everyone knows what a cheetah is. They know that cheetahs are fast and penguins are slow. So even though it's all cryptic, you can figure out, oh yeah, if I spend extra, I get faster. If I spend less, I'm slower. It kind of makes sense. But what the hell's a Bandolier? I suppose they can look it up, but would they bother? I don't know. You could argue that, well, we're filtering out the low intelligence people who are not made of it. Yes, that's true. But anyway, whatever. I changed the name to, because I looked at the code, I thought, what actually does it do? And I thought that the Bandolier was extra grenades only, but it's not. If you look at the code, it's actually extra stuff. You get a slightly more armor, ammo, a few extra things to do with the dead packs. So it's a bit confusing. So I'm like, well, so I renamed it Big Backpack or something like that. Big Backpack. But the way the code was is very confusing, and you got these real inconsistencies, which I might put on the screen now, where the stock soldier gets 40 rockets, but if you buy a rocket launcher, you get, I think, 30. But if you get the ammo backpack, you get 60 rockets. But if you buy the backpack and the Bandolier, you get 35. The code's really fiddly and confusing, and typically what I do is I just rewrite the whole thing. So it's a lot of the old custom TF functions of just like, you know what should this do? And just write it from scratch, because otherwise my head just explodes. So I'm hesitating to do that now, because this goes into all sorts of stuff that I have no idea whether it's a big deal or not a big deal in the typical this game. It's so deep. There's combinations people have used that they love that I've never tried. So I welcome feedback to do with how should this work. And what I'm thinking is, why not have it so that let's say you buy a rocket. If you buy a rocket, you get a certain amount, 40 rockets. If you buy a backpack, you get 60 rockets, something like that. And then the Bandolier is only for grenades and dead packs, maybe something like that. Anyway, Does that sound about right to you guys? Does that sound logical? Is that going to wreck anyone's game? Is that going to mess with anyone's head? I need to look. It's a really fiddly with how the different weapons have different things. So you buy something, it comes with a default amount. So you buy a weapon, it has a default amount, and then you buy the backpack, which lets you carry more armor. Sorry, more ammo, and the Bandolier deals with grenades and det packs. And maybe the backpack should let you carry one det. I don't know. Anyway, the point is, I'm not here to tell you the solution. I'm just telling you what I think is the issue, and just to get feedback. I just need to know whether it's like, yeah, cool, no big deal, go for it, versus, oh no, don't wreck this and don't do that. That's what I need to know. And yeah, because I don't know what's a big deal and what's not a lot of times. Okay, some things I thought were gonna, for example, I thought that the Berserker rapid fire, I thought that was going to be controversial, but it wasn't. It's not a big deal. No one's really hasn't been game changing, and other things I thought weren't a big deal were. So anyway, that's it. I hope you're doing great. We did settle down today. We did manage to have a fantastic session towards what was the game we played that was really, really good? Street was great. And before that, we played, mine's gone blank. I forgot now. Doomkeep was great. You know, you guys can some guys put down Doomkeep, but Doomkeep always satisfies. It's tough, it's fair, and it's it's a challenge for everyone all around. I think it is the what's the word? Oh man, I'm exhausted, sleep deprived. The penultimate, is that the word? The penultimate AGR map. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there. I'll see you guys this Saturday to test some new stuff and see what you think. And also got some big coming up following next week, which I was going to announce today, but this is more important. I'm stalling out something, a special surprise, which I think is going to be exciting to a lot of people. It's going to be something new you haven't seen before in the world of Quake World. And when I tell you, you guys aren't going to believe it. But yeah, anyway. Thanks today to everyone, and I'll see you guys soon. Oh, and also the best place to discuss this kind of stuff, I think, is the forum, the AGR forum, because that way it's not just you don't have to be online. You can come back a week later, you can go back and edit what you wrote if you didn't like it. You can, have a think and take your time about it, and you can come back 6 months later and say, you know what, I've got something else to say about that. And it keeps all the discussion in one place, which is great. Okay, that's it. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye.